Cell phone companies have been slapped with new rules to protect consumers. Wireless customers will no longer get those surprise roaming charges, and they can opt out of their contracts after 2 years. But as Mike Drolet reports, while the new regulations are designed to protect consumers, it won't save them any money on their contracts.
Matt Buey handed his son his smartphone with one rule. Since they were in Mexico, turn off the roaming. He didn't. And 3 days later, they returned home to a massive bill, $22,000, which his carrier later downsized to $2,600.
I never got a text message. The only text message I received was when the charge was $22,000.
Today, the CRTC introduced a code of conduct for wireless carriers, which would have provided Buey with that warning. Here's the three main changes. Consumers will now be able to terminate their wireless contracts after 2 years without cancellation fees. And to prevent bill shock, there will be a cap on extra data charges at $50 a month and international data roaming charges at $100 a month. And cell phones will now be unlocked after 90 days.
It's definitely good to have a cap. I mean, you get caught up and find your bill 3 or 4 times larger than it should be, and nice to have someone watching your back.
It's a very good step. Thank you, Canada.
We are, on the government side, happy to see this new wireless code. It puts consumers first.
The code came from years of consumers complaining about being gouged, and the carriers, through the CRTC, finally relented. There was no gray area, just the same complaints over and over.
The plans are different, the periods are different, the usage is different. Some things are unlimited, some things are not unlimited. So what the code is trying to do is bring that kind of clarity and certainty.
But certainty and clarity is still all in the fine print. And rest assured, the big carriers won't be losing any money. There may be a cap on extra data charges, but that doesn't mean unlimited surfing. It only means you'll get a warning. And the CWTA, which represents the big mobile companies, admits a 2-year plan means you'll be paying more upfront for those fancy phones.
I actually think the unlocking is going to benefit those people that travel more than some of the other things like the caps, because that'll enable them to buy local SIM cards wherever they are, and that's especially important for business.
The code comes into effect December 2nd. So what if you need that new phone now, but you don't want to sign a 3-year deal? Well, you either have to wait until December to get the 2-year deal, or you can buy a phone outright and go on a month-to-month contract immediately. Robin?
All right, thanks, Mike. If you think Canadian cell phone rates are high, you're right. An average monthly plan in Canada for voice, text, and data costs nearly $68. Compare that to the U.S., where people pay about $60 a month. Overseas, it's much cheaper. In South Korea, cell phone users pay on average $36. And if you live in India, you're paying $13 to own a cell phone.